Welcome back. Thank you for staying with the broadcast. The MP for Shrewsbury Saltibus is keeping the nation guessing over whether he plans to contest his seat in the next general election. Bradley Felix is staying mum over his decision, saying time will tell. He says in the meantime he plans on doing his job to the best of his ability while he still has the time to do so. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
Mum's the word for Shrewsbury Saltibus MP Bradley Felix, who is choosing to remain tight-lipped about his decision to contest his seat in the next general election. Felix sat with Hot 7 News when he was asked to address rumors that suggested that he might be bowing out of the race. Whilst laughing off the said rumors, the MP said he is focusing his energies on his ministerial work. However, time will tell whether the rumors are true or not.
There's certain processes before election, the direction the party wants to go, and there may be other people who want to contend because it doesn't belong to any one person, and so it's an open house around that time. So to make an announcement at this point, yes, I'm running, no, I'm not running, I think it's a little bit too early. So I will leave that for closer to the date. Right now my focus is just to do as much as I can for the community, try to achieve some of the goals that I had set out, and really that's my focus now. But to say at this point that I can indicate whenever that time is called that yes, I'm on board or no, I'm not on board, I think it's a little bit too early. I'll invite you a little closer to that time to give a response.
Felix's decision to bow out of the race is not the only rumor swirling around. There are suggestions that he could be going up against Dr. Alphonsus St. Rose for the same seat. When asked whether he would be worried about the race if the rumor was true, he said he would leave the decision up to the people.
I know Dr. St. Rose very well. We actually grew up together. We're actually from the very same community. And I'm sure he has his fans down there as well. But when that time comes, I think the people will speak. I don't want to let anything out of the bag as yet, Rochelle, to be honest. But I think, Dr. St. Rose would have to give an account as to how he would like to serve the people. And the people will look at what I have done, what I have achieved, and they will make the assessment as to who they believe is the better candidate.
Felix said his time in office has been a wonderful experience, especially when it comes to serving his constituents. On the other hand, he said he was met with his fair share of challenges.
There are so many needs to be met, okay? And everybody wants everything overnight, and there's a process sometimes. And sometimes, even as a parliamentary rep, you get disappointed because you cannot, achieve some of the things as fast as you would like, knowing how government process works. But it's a step-by-step process. It will not determine, and I'm referring to the hindrances as to whether I run or not. It's just a bit too early to say yes. I don't want to say yes and the time comes and something else. I don't want to say no. So let's just leave it as I'm focusing on the state of affairs as is.
Hot 7 tried to get confirmations of the rumors surrounding Dr. St. Rose. However, we were unable to do so. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
Thank you, Rochelle. The death toll from Hurricane Dorian in the Bahamas will be staggering. The country's government has warned as aid efforts are being stepped up. Hurricane Dorian, while weakened to Category 1, is causing flooding and power outages in parts of the U.S. The recovery effort in Bahamas is ongoing, and so far many are pledging support, not just friendly governments like St. Lucia, but also celebrities who frequented the Bahamas.
The official death toll in the Bahamas stands at 30 but is expected to rise. Officials are sending morticians and 200 body bags to the Abaco Islands, the worst hit part of the archipelago. Dorian, which devastated the northern Bahamas from Sunday to Tuesday, is now battering the coasts of South and North Carolina in the U.S., but it is weakening. Officials say hundreds, possibly thousands, are still missing from the Abaco Islands and Grand Bahama. On Thursday, Health Minister Dwayne Sands warned of a staggering final count. Dorian hit the Bahamas as a Category 5 hurricane with winds reaching 185 miles per hour and stayed over affected areas for 2 days. As the waters begin to recede, Bahamians are recounting the harrowing ordeal.
The wind just had us fearful for our life. As one roof blowed off, we ran to another house, that blowed off. There were vehicles blowing in the background. It was just horrific.
No house, no food, no water, so I think people no life, you see, for me too.
St. Lucia and other OACS countries have pledged support to the Bahamas following the devastation of Dorian to the tune of $100,000. Celebrities who frequented the islands of the Bahamas have also pledged support. Entertainment mogul Tyler Perry has owned a private island in the Bahamas for several years. He is aiding by sending his very own seaplane, bringing the people supplies like water, sleeping bags, and diapers. Hip-hop artist Ludacris will be donating more than $100,000 raised from his annual Luda Day weekend to a hurricane relief fund. Singer Rihanna has also vowed to help through her Clara Lionel Foundation. Now downgraded to a Category 1 hurricane, Dorian has made landfall in the U.S. The U.S. National Hurricane Center said Dorian hit North Carolina with 90 miles per hour winds. The storm has already caused severe flooding and widespread power failures in Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. More than 900,000 people were ordered to evacuate their homes in the Carolinas. Dorian is expected to push north and out into the Atlantic, but will make landfall again on Saturday in Canada's island territory of Nova Scotia.
Many people have expressed sympathy to the Bahamas in the wake of the devastation caused by Hurricane Dorian. We took to the streets to hear your views about the level of assistance being provided by our government to the Bahamas. Are we doing enough to assist?
With regards to helping a sister island or a sister country, I don't have a problem with that, because I was a policeman in the time of Hurricane Allen, and I saw what could happen to a rich man overnight. And then when I saw what happened in the town of Beaufort, my attitude changed towards giving, and anybody who is in need should be given. This is what I have to say. So there isn't any problem in helping the Bahamas. And there's one thing I have to say. We have to be very careful in this country, because God spared us, and we were blaming Nemo and we were blaming other people. So instead of thanking God, we shouldn't blame anybody. So again, there isn't anything wrong in helping a sister country. That's my contribution.
I think it's a good thing, We have to help our brothers and sisters in time of need and things. So I think it's a good deed.
That's very good, because it could happen to any one of us. Look today, the way they all tie up here. We never know when it's our turn. As much as we might be suffering from financial brokeology, but then we have to assist in any way we can to any neighboring island.
I'm saying it's good. You have to help one another, because all of us are brothers and sisters. You never know what's going to happen to you, and you will need help. Even if you give some, you have to help one another. Because today is yours, tomorrow could be somebody else's own.
Well, I feel that's a good thing, because if we thought that we was in that situation, I think the other countries would probably do the same as they're doing for Bahamas right now. Seeing, sincere sympathy to the people that got injured and property or stuff got lost. And, to the Prime Minister, man, right now there's so much talk against him, but to hear that coming out there, I think that's a good thing.
My vibes on that, to the Bahamas, you see what the Prime Minister do? Well, he do a good thing, man. So if all the rest of the Caribbean could come and put up, because we don't know what could happen to us next. So it's one another to help one another, my brother, to make it much easier. And that is my take on that. The Prime Minister do a damn good job, to give them that money. Okay, I don't have no problem with that.
The nation support nation. See, we are nation, one from another, we helping one another. Let's go on. C'est opinion moi là ça.
Le ba yo pas piquer des pays. Vous pensez à expliquer là? Pas piquer des pays. Yo ka ba yo là et puis yo ka faire ça là et puis là. Là moi peut pas dire rien, moi pas savoir rien là ça.
As a matter of fact, any sister country that is in disaster, I appreciate the fact that if our Prime Minister give the money to assist in their rehabilitation.
Hey, that's good enough. Help one another. I appreciate that.
It's good to help them. There is our neighbor. He have to give them food, water, like pampers. They need medication. That's it.
Those were your views in our Have Your Say segment. In other news, Robert Mugabe, the Zimbabwean independence icon turned authoritarian leader, has died at age 95. Mugabe had been receiving treatment in a hospital in Singapore since April. He was ousted in a military coup in 2017 after 37 years in power. The former president was praised for broadening access to health and education for the black majority. But later years were marked by violent repression of his political opponents and Zimbabwe's economic ruin. He was born on the 21st of February 1924 in what was then known as Rhodesia, a British colony run by its white minority. After criticizing the government of Rhodesia in 1964, he was imprisoned for more than a decade without trial. In 1973, while still in prison, he was chosen as president of the Zimbabwe African National Union, of which he was a founding member. With his high profile in the independence movement, Mugabe secured an overwhelming victory in the republic's first election in 1980. Over his decades in power, Mugabe assumed the reputation of a strongman leader, all-powerful, ruling by threats and violence, but with a strong base of support. An increasing number of critics labeled him a dictator. He famously declared that only God could remove him from office. You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more news coming up after the break.